Well, the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Well, the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs return to Regency Furniture Stadium as they clinched the North Division for the first half and are headed to the playoffs at the end of the year, but the Blue Crabs will take on the Gastonia Honey Hunters this afternoon. Well, it's the first of two games as last night's game was rained out. As we were going to run through the Gastonia starting lineup and the Blue Crabs starting lineup. It's Herlis Rodriguez who steps in from the left side as Denson Hull gets the start for the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. First pitch, bunt, and a tough time handling it for Hull. It's going to get past him over to second base and a base hit for Herlis Rodriguez. Raul Shah finally picked it up, but it was a base hit at that point as it rolled past Denson Hull, and sometimes it's a tough time fielding your position there for Denson Hull, and it's a base hit. So the leadoff man on for the Honey Hunters brings up Jack Reinheimer. Again, we're going to get back through that starting lineup in just one moment, but it's a bunt on the first pitch of the ball game. That gives the Honey Hunters the first base runner. First pitch to Reinheimer. Popped up foul, first base side. It's going to get out of play. And the count, no balls and one strike. We're glad you decided to join us on a terrific evening in Southern Maryland. Blue skies overhead, just a couple of clouds. Reinheimer digs back in. Here's the 0-1. A little bit upstairs. Count, one ball and one strike. Now, Herlis Rodriguez picked up a single. He bats first. Jack Reinheimer bats second. He's at shortstop today. Joseph Rosa is the three hitter. He's at second base. Raider Ascanio cleans up. He's at third base today. 1-1 pitch called strike on the outer half. Count 1-2. Zach Jarrett is the right fielder. He bats fifth. Luis Castro bats sixth. He's at first base. Reese Hampton bats seventh. He's in left field. Jake Skoll is the DH. He bats eighth. And Stuart Levy bats ninth. He's doing the catching. 1-2 pitch will be delayed as he tosses over to first to check on Herlis Rodriguez. Well, the Blue Crabs started today. Denson Hull comes into this one with an ERA a little over 4. The pitch, that's outside. Runner goes, and Haug doesn't even throw. Herlis Rodriguez got a good jump, and he steals second base. Runner on second now in the top of the first inning. Still no score between the Honey Hunters and the Blue Crabs. Well, Herlis Rodriguez showing off his speed with a bunt single back to the mound and a stolen base here in the top of the first. Here's the pitch. That's fouled back. And the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes it remains. Second ball coming on that stolen base from Herlis Rodriguez. We're also going to take you around the Blue Crabs diamond in just one moment. Definitely some changes on the defensive side. Throw down to second, not quite in time. Raul Shah received the ball on the first base side of second, and when he tried to swipe tag Herlis Rodriguez, he was just a little bit late. So he snuck up behind him, and Denson Hull nearly picked off Rodriguez. Count 2-2. Top of the first inning with no score and a runner on second base. 2-2 pitch. Swinging a high pop-up shallow center field. It's Jack Sundberg who comes in and makes the catch for the first out. Well, let's bring you around the Blue Crabs' defensive alignment. It's Ian Yetzko who's in left field. This is the first time playing left field for Yetzko since college. He played one game of left field back in college, and that's been about it. But manager Stan Clyburn trying to find ways to keep him in the lineup as he's batting .300. Jack Sundberg is in center field. It's Matt Hibbert in right. From third to first in the infield, Michael Wolanski is playing third base for the first time. Pitch, that one's foul back to the netting in the count. No balls and one strike now on Joseph Rosa. Michael Baca's at shortstop, Raul Shaw at second base, Joe DeLuca at first, and it's Ryan Haug doing the catching for Denson Hall. Let's give you a little more info on Denson Hall. As the 0-1 pitch, called strike, count no balls and two strikes. Denson Hall 2-3 on the season, 45 strikeouts across 57 innings. He's walked 27 batters. He pitches well through the first 4 innings usually, but it's usually that 5th and 6th where things have gotten a little tougher for him. 0-2 pitch, line drive through the left side for a base hit. The left fielder, Ian Yetsko, comes up throwing. It's cut off by Wolanski, and Rodriguez is forced to hold at third. So the runner's on the corners now with one out as Jack Reinheimer was out, but it's Joseph Rosa who picks up a single. So Reinheimer flied out to center, but it's Joseph Rosa who singles to left. Brings up Raider Escanio, who's at third base today. He's also the cleanup hitter for Gastonia. Pitch, that one's upstairs. Back to that info on Denson Hall. His numbers in June have been tough. He's got an 8.24 ERA in June. His ERA at the end of May was 1.93. He did not allow a run in any of his first 3 starts. The 0-1 pitch, big wave and a miss, count 0-2 quickly on Raider Escanio. Oh, I beg your pardon, count 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out in the top of the first inning. No score from the Reg in Waldorf. 1-1 is away, count 2 balls and 1 strike. Austin Rooney, glad to have you on hand for tonight's ball game. Joined by Anthony, our camera operator. Two-one pitch from Hull is inbound. Popped up foul behind home plate. Gets onto the concourse level. Count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Southern Maryland had an 8-game winning streak snapped in Staten Island. Blue Crabs had won 8 in a row until Tuesday's game. The Blue Crabs lost last Tuesday as the 2-2 pitch. Ground ball foul. Third base side. Blue Crabs lost games 1 and games 2 of that series. Lost 4-1 in game 1, 5-4 in game 2. The Blue Crabs with a resounding 12-3 victory on Thursday. 2-2 pitch. Just away. Count 3 balls and 2 strikes. As always, if you'd like a shout-out in today's ballgame, just write it in the YouTube chat, and we'll be happy to give you a shout-out. Trivia question, as always, coming in the top of the 4th, answered in the top of the 6th inning. You don't want to miss it today. We should have a good one. Count full at 3-2 with 1 away and runners on the corners. 3-2 pitch, popped up foul behind home plate. And the count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. A lengthy at-bat for Joseph Rosa, who is really working Denson Hall. Happy to have you with us on a Saturday evening. We'll play 2 tonight. Both games are just 7 innings. 3-2 pitch popped up. It's the catcher, Ryan Haug, who retreats into foul territory behind the plate where he makes the catch. And there are 2 away. Joseph Rosa was actually off on that pitch, but he had to retreat to first base. Well, Raider Ascanio pops out. And it brings up the 5-hitter, Zach Jarrett. Two on and two out in the top of the first inning. No score between the Honey Hunters and the Blue Crabs. First pitch looked good, a little bit low. The count 1 ball and no strikes. Meanwhile, Rosa swiped second base without a throw. Ryan Haug was not about to throw down to second base and test Joseph Rosa, only to have Herlis Rodriguez complete the double steal. The pitch, this one lined into left field for a base hit. 1 run scores. They send Rosa from second. He scores. A 2 RBI single, and the Gastonia Honey Hunters have a 2-0 lead in the first. 3 singles have produced 2 runs in the top of the first for the Honey Hunters. A bunt single from Herlis Rodriguez, a line drive ripped into left from Joseph Rosa, then a stolen base from Rosa, and a 2 RBI single from Zach Jarrett to put the Honey Hunters on top 2-0. And here comes Luis Castro. All set, the lefty deals. A little bit low and away, and the count 1 ball and no strikes. Top of the first inning, Gastonia has struck with a pair of runs on a 2 RBI single from Zach Jarrett. It's Luis Castro, the first baseman, who digs in. Blue Crabs with a 12-game lead atop the North Division. As Denson Hull tosses over, it was a tight play at first base. Luis Castro from the right side. Here's the pitch. Nope, he's going to toss over to first yet again. Denson Hull very preoccupied with Zach Jarrett on first base. He's been working out of the stretch in the entire first inning. The only time he was out of the windup was on the first pitch on the bunt single from Herlis Rodriguez. 1-0 pitch, called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike on Luis Castro, the righty. The Blue Crabs clinched the ALPB North Division as they've got a 12-game lead over Long Island. Just 10 games left to go on the year. 1-1 pitch was tight, a little bit low, and the count 2 balls and a strike. Blue Crabs got the action started a little bit early today as part of a doubleheader. Not a day-night doubleheader, a night-night doubleheader. Maybe an evening-night doubleheader is the best way to put that. You got a 5 p.m. start. Runner goes. This one lined down the third base side, foul. Luis Castro ripped that ball. But the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now on Castro. Hull's thrown 24 pitches now. Control hasn't been an issue. 16 strikes out of 24 pitches. But deep at bats have been an issue for him, and he's also surrendered 3 hits. Here's the pitch. Awfully close, just a little bit outside, and the count 3 balls and 2 strikes. Not getting the benefit of any doubt from the home plate umpire, John Grasso. Zach Jarrett from first base. With 2 outs in the first, the Honey Hunters have put up a 2 spot here. Pitch, line drive, left center field, base hit. Yetzko races over to it. He hits the cutoff man. Wolanski, the throw to the plate, not in time. An RBI single from first base as Zach Jarrett came all the way around to score on an RBI single. Meanwhile, Luis Castro comes home on the throw to the plate, or comes to second on the throw to the plate, I should say. So it's a 3-0 lead for the Honey Hunters, and still a runner on second base with 2 outs in the first. 3 runs on 4 hits for Gastonia, as Luis Castro drives in a run. It's Reese Hampton. Three nothing in favor of the Honey Hunters. First pitch, high fly ball, deep left center field. It's Sundberg back in front of the warning track where he makes the catch for the final out. Well, Denson Hall gets out of the inning, but not before the Honey Hunters score 3 times and lead this one 3-0. You're listening to Blue Crabs Baseball on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
Go outside sometime.
This is Andres Riceno, and you are listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
So, what do you like about your home?
Practice like hockey. I practice stick handling and sometimes shooting. Mommy. Go outside sometimes. I like playing lacrosse. Playing the switch. I like the scribble. Daddy. I like to build Legos at home. I have the biggest closet. Riding my dirt bike.
We help you home. At Hometown Real Estate, we want to help you and your family home. Whatever that takes and whatever that means to you. Give us a call at 888-225-2736 or online at helpyouhomebluecrabs.com.
Bottom of the first inning, the first pitch is a called strike on Jack Sundberg. 3-0. The Honey Hunters lead the Blue Crabs. It's Matt Lato's T-shirt giveaway day. First 500 fans will receive a Matt Lato's T-shirt. 0-1 pitch. That's low and away. Count 1 ball and 1 strike. Already was Darryl Thompson T-shirt day, but now it's Matt Lato's T-shirt day. The Blue Crabs have their work cut out for them in the bottom of the first inning. It's 3-0. Gastonia. Here's the pitch. That's a little bit away. And the count 2 balls and 1 strike. Well, Denson Hull surrendered 3 runs in the first inning. And it's Riley Hovis who comes in with a 3-2 record and a 5.17 ERA for Gastonia. 2-1 pitch, called strike. Count 2 balls and 2 strikes. That one on the inside corner on Jack Sundberg. We're going to bring you through the Blue Crabs lineup and then the defensive alignment for the Honey Hunters. Sundberg steps back in. Pitch. That's low and in. Nicely blocked in the dirt by the catcher, Stuart Levy. Well, it's Jack Sundberg who's the leadoff hitter. Michael Wolanski bats second. Zach Collier in the 3 spot. He's the designated hitter today. He normally bats 6th, but up in the lineup today. Joe DeLuca, who batted 8th his last time out, is in the cleanup spot today. Raul Shaw bats 5th. Ryan Haug is the 6th hitter. 3-2 pitch. Swinging a roller over towards second base. It's fielded by Joseph Rosa. The toss to first is in time, and there's one away. Again, Raul Shaw bats fifth. Ryan Haug, who's usually eighth or ninth, he bats sixth today. Matt Hibbert in the 7 spot. Michael Baca is batting eighth, and he's batted ninth almost every time out this year. It's Ian Yetzko, who's in the 9 spot, as Michael Wolanski digs in from the right side. His numbers at home with the Blue Crabs are unbelievable. Hitting over 500. The first pitch is away for ball 1. And the count 1 ball and no strikes. He did struggle a little bit in that last series in Staten Island. The pitch, that's a wave and a miss. And the count 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 away in the bottom of the first. The Honey Hunters got on the board in the top of the first inning, scoring 3 runs. Wolanski waves the bat behind his helmet. The 1-1 pitch, low and away. Count 2 balls and a strike. Terrific day for baseball. Temperatures in the 80s at first pitch. 1-2 pitch, swinging a high chopper over towards second base. Rosa has to field it on the backhand toward the middle. The throw is not in time. An infield single for Michael Wolanski, and he continues his terrific start at home. The last homestand, Michael Wolanski was 12 for 20. And the last series, he was just 1 for 11. Wolanski picks up a hit, though, to get things going, as Zach Collier steps in with a runner on first base and 1 out. Blue Crabs surrendered 3 runs on 4 hits. A single from Rodriguez, a single from Rosa, a single from Jarrett, and a single from Castro. Jarrett's base hit brought in 2. Castro's scored 1. First pitch low and away to Zach Collier. Count 1 ball and no strikes. Blue Crabs had a tough go of things offensively in Staten Island. There were only a couple of players who really stood out, as the 1-0 pitch is low and in. Zach Collier was 3 for 12 in the last series. Braxton Lee is not in the lineup, but he went 6 for 12. The only hitter who hit better than 300 in Staten Island. I mentioned Wolanski earlier was just 1 for 11. Hovis tosses over to first to check on Wolanski, who singled up the middle to get things going for the Blue Crabs. Collier, bat behind his helmet. Hovis set. Here's the pitch. That's away. Count 3 balls and 1 strike. 3 balls and no strikes. I beg your pardon. Well, let's bring you around the defensive alignment for the Gastonia Honey Hunters after this pitch to Collier. Here's the 3-0. It's a called strike. Count 3 balls and 1 strike. Well, it's Reese Hampton in left, Hurlis Rodriguez in center, Zach Jarrett in right field. Raider Escanio at third, Jack Reinheimer at short, Joseph Rosa at second, Luis Castro at first base. And it's Stuart Levy doing the catching for Riley Hovis. Hovis tosses over yet again to check on Wolanski. Wolanski's lead isn't that big. And on the year, he has just 3 stolen bases. He is 3 for 3, but again, it's just 3. The 3-1 pitch now. Line drive, deep right center field. Back to the warning track at the wall. It one-hops the wall. Wolanski scores from first. Zach Collier is caught at second, and he scrambles back to the bag. It's an RBI double, and the Blue Crabs are on the board. An RBI double from Zach Collier. He smashed it to right center field, and the Blue Crabs are on the board in the bottom of the first. And here comes Joe DeLuca. Well, Zach Collier has hit the ball a lot better in the month of June Hit just 220 in May, hitting over 270 here in June. Couple of home runs, just drove in his 13th RBI. Here is DeLuca. First pitch. Big wave and a miss on a breaking ball low and out of the zone. Count no balls and 1 strike. DeLuca was 0 for 7 in Staten Island. He struck out 5 times. His batting average was one time at 350. It's now at 277. 0-1 pitch, breaking ball, swing and a miss, count 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, runner on second base. 3-1 Honey Hunters over the Blue Crabs. Couple of practice swings from Joe DeLuca as he digs back in from the left side. Hovis, the righty, is set. Here's the pitch. 0-1, drilled foul, third base side, over the Legends Club toward the parking lot. Southern Maryland has a 3-1 deficit in the first inning. 3 runs allowed in the top of the first. The Blue Crabs came back and scored 1 here in the bottom half of the inning. Not done yet, though. Count 0-2 with a runner on second base and 1 out. It's Joe DeLuca who digs back in. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Wave and a miss, strike 3. Breaking ball gets him, and there are 2 away in the bottom of the first inning. That brings up Raul Shah, who bats in the 5 spot tonight. We're not all that accustomed to seeing him in the 5 spot. He's batted in the 2 spot quite a few times this year. For a time, Raul Shah was hitting the cover off the ball. Had a batting average north of 360. But his batting average right now is merely at 265. First pitch, wave and a miss from Raul Shah on a breaking ball low in the dirt, and the count no balls and 1 strike. Shah's hitting better recently, though. The last series he was 2 for 4, drove in a run or drove in 2 actually, and also scored a run. He was 2 for 5 in the last game of the homestand against Lancaster. He's found success against Gastonia as well, 6 for 18. Pitch. That's a little off the plate. The count 1 ball and 1 strike. Just a little bit away. And the Blue Crabs, a man in scoring position with 2 outs in the bottom of the first. Zach Collier with a comfortable lead off of second base. Pitch, swinging a slow ground ball over to third. Fielded by Ascanio. The toss to first is in time, and that ends the inning. Well, the Blue Crabs score 1 run on 2 hits. They strand 1 at the end of the first inning. It's the Honey Hunters who have a 3-1 lead over the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Blue Crabs baseball on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
This is Daryl Thompson, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
Chick-fil-A of Charles County has been a proud supporter of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs since their inception in 2008. For years, they have sponsored the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs, America's prisoners of war and missing in action. In between the second inning of each game, there is a moment of silence brought to you by Chick-fil-A. The Southern Maryland Blue Crabs appreciate and respect not only Chick-fil-A, but all of those that have served our great country. The seat that they sponsor was made possible by Chick-fil-A of Charles County. Thank you so much, and visit any of your Charles County Chick-fil-A locations today.
we are back in the top of the second inning, a 7-inning ball game today between the Honey Hunters and the Blue Crabs, the first of 2 in a doubleheader. Honey Hunters have a 3-1 lead, scored 3 runs in the top of the first inning. But the Blue Crabs got one back in the bottom of the first. First pitch to Jake Skoll, the left-handed designated hitter, is a called strike on a breaking ball. Reese Hampton was the last batter back in the top of the first. 0-1 pitch, rolled back behind home plate, count 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes in the top of the second on Jake Skoll. There are ice cream chants behind the Blue Crabs dugout as Jake Skoll is tonight's K-Man of the day. Count, no balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Called strike 3. Jake Skoll goes down looking on a breaking ball. It's the first strikeout of the evening from Denson Hull. And there's one away in the top of the second. That brings up Stuart Levy, the catcher. First pitch, a little bit away, and the count 1 ball and no strikes. Top of the second inning, the Honey Hunters are on top by 2. 2 runs, or 3 runs on 4 hits, I should say, as the Blue Crabs have 1 run on 2 hits. The pitch, that's away, and the count now 2 balls and no strikes on Stuart Levy. You want a good day for baseball? We've got one tonight. Temperature's a little bit high, but sunny skies overhead. Just a smattering of clouds. Temperature at game time of 86 degrees. Does feel like 90, but low humidity today, just 52%. Good weather for baseball both today and tomorrow as well. The pitch, that's a swing and a miss. And the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 away in the top of the second. Gastonia got to Denson Hull in the first. Scored 3 runs on 4 hits. The pitch, check swing. Motion over to first. And the first base umpire, Bill Reuter, said that Stuart Levy held up on a pitch that was low and out of the zone. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out in the top of the second. Gastonia 3, Southern Maryland 1. Pitch, line drive, hard hit, third base side. Eddie Butler, no, actually, looks as though it was the Blue Crabs' relief pitcher, Bradley Roney, who stopped that ball. Butler is tossing the ball in his hands in the Blue Crabs dugout. 3-2 pitch. That runs inside. It's ball 4. A long at bat from Stuart Levy, and he earns the walk at the end of it. Well, Denson Hull's gone just an inning and a third. He's thrown 37 pitches. You'd have to think about how long Hull might be able to go tonight. Hull has not gone particularly deep in ball games recently. As it's back to the top of the order, Herlis Rodriguez digs in from the left side. Levy on first with 1 out. Pitch, wow, a big swing and a miss. Herlis Rodriguez put a lot into that swing, but a little bit low and out of the zone. Either way, the count, no balls and 1 strike. One away in the top of the second. Southern Maryland picked up a win in Game 3 of the series at Staten Island, but the Blue Crabs lost that series as the 0-1 pitch is tripped foul. Third base side toward the Blue Crabs dugout. And the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Southern Maryland has won 15 series. They've lost just 2. Also split a series with Charleston. 0-2 pitch. That's inside. Count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, if you're just visiting Waldorf, there's definitely a place you should check out. Went to Wall's Bakery a couple weeks ago. They've got some of the best eclairs and donuts around. So if you drive on down here to a game, I'll tell you, that's a place I'd recommend for bagels, for donuts. They do not have bagels. For donuts, eclairs, thing that you need. We're talking about some of the pizza spots around as the pitch is popped up foul, third base side over the Legends Club. Over in New York, we went to a couple pizza spots. Also got bagels at a couple different spots as well. New Jersey Bagels, one of the places. Sam I Am Bagel got just a 6.1 rating. I gave the La Bagel spot a 7.8. 1-1 pitch. Line drive, first base side foul. As the first base umpire, Bill Reuter, says that it was just foul of the first base bag. One on and one out. Count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Either way, Herlis Rodriguez did not like that last call from Bill Reuter on the foul ball. He thought it was a fair ball. He thought he had extra bases written on it. Either way, count 1 and 2 on the lefty. Digs his back left foot into the batter's box. The Blue Crabs have clinched the North Division. The Honey Hunters are looking to clinch the South. The 1-2 pitch, swinging a high fly ball, left field. Ian Yetzko ranges over to the line and makes the catch. And there are 2 away. Ian Yetzko has only played left field once before. Played left field back in college for a single game. But he's out there this evening. Had a battle through the sun, but looked like a pro. Looked like he'd been doing it his entire life. Yetzko having a terrific year at the plate, hitting over 300, or hitting right at 300. We'll see him in the bottom of the first, or bottom of the second, I should say. An RBI double from Zach Collier got the Blue Crabs on the board in the bottom of the first. And the pitch now to Jack Reinheimer. That's low in the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Reinheimer, a former Met. Runner on first base and 2 outs in the top of the second. Reinheimer played with the Mets and the Diamondbacks in 2017 and 2018. One 0 pitch is a called strike. Count 1 ball and 1 strike. Hitting .292 with the Gastonia Honey Hunters this year across 54 games. 1-1 pitch. That's low in the dirt. Count 2 balls and a strike. Played with the New York Mets across 21 games in 2018. And played with the Diamondbacks across just 2 ball games in 2017. 2-1 pitch, called strike, count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Played the entire year with AAA Tacoma in 2021. In 2019, he spent the entire season with AAA Norfolk, the affiliate of the Baltimore Orioles. 1-2 pitch, swinging a chopper over to third. Wilansky fires to second, and Shaw makes the catch for the final out, getting the force out at second base. Well, that ends the top of the second inning. The Blue Crabs worked around a single from Stuart Levy. It's the Honey Hunters who have a 3-1 lead at the end of 1.5. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Blue Crabs Baseball on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
When you need a win on the road, don't get left stranded. Make AAA part of your roster, and you'll always have someone on deck ready to get you home. AAA also offers car care, insurance, and travel services, and has stores conveniently located for Blue Crabs fans in Brandywine, Crofton, and Alexandria. Don't forget to ask them about membership discounts for military and first responders. Please visit AAA.com to learn more or to find a AAA location near you.
Bottom of the second inning from Southern Maryland. First pitch is away for ball one on Ryan Haug. The Blue Crabs will send 6, 7, and 8 to the plate here in the bottom of the second. Haug followed by Hibbert and Baca. 1-0. Swinging a foul ball back behind home plate. Count 1 ball and 1 strike. Base paths are empty as the Blue Crabs trail by 2. Matt Hibbert, who has received limited opportunities this year, is going to get a chance on deck. He bats 7th for the Blue Crabs today. 0-1 pitch. Ground ball over toward third, fielded by Raider Escanio. He fires across the diamond, and it's in time to get Ryan Haug. There's one away. Matt Hibbert will step in from the right side. Hibbert hitting .200 this year. He did play briefly as a pinch runner in the game on Wednesday at Staten Island. Played in one game in the prior homestand, a 7-game homestand at that. First pitch called strike on Matt Hibbert, who's out in right field today. It's his traditional position. His on-base percentage at .319 despite just the .200 batting average. And the 0-1 pitch is inside in the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 away in the bottom of the second. The Blue Crabs trail by 2. Just the 7-inning ball game today. The first of 2 in a doubleheader. Denson Hall getting the start in game one. Mitch Lamson the start for game two. 1-1 pitch, triple foul, third base side. Well, it's Matt Latos t-shirt giveaway day, so our trivia question will be about Matt Latos. Played across 9 seasons in Major League Baseball. 1-1 pitch, swinging a ground ball over toward first. The first baseman Castro fields it easily and steps on the bag for the second out. Just the routine grounder that time around from Hibbert. 2 away now in the bottom of the second inning. Michael Baca comes to the plate. We're going to get to some of our shout-outs as Michael Baca steps in. He's batting 8th today. First pitch is away. Cindy Cox says that she's watching you home from Houston, Texas. The pitch is there for a called strike on the outer half, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike. So Cindy Cox watching from Houston, Texas. Dennis Moore is watching from Possum Point Lodge, checking in from Jenna, Louisiana. 1-1 pitch is a little bit low, and the count 2 balls and 1 strike. Two-one pitch, a little bit low and away, and the count 3 balls and 1 strike. Riley Hovis has fallen behind in the count on Michael Baca. Three-one pitch. That's low and away. Ball 4. Michael Baca earns a 2-out walk. There's 1 on and 2 outs for the Blue Crabs. Southern Maryland trails 3-1 in the bottom of the second inning. The Blue Crabs returning home for a lengthy homestand. And it starts with the Gastonia Honey Hunters. Also will play the York Revolution for 3 games. Go on the road at High Point across the start of July. And we'll play the Charleston Dirty Birds just after July 4th. Blue Crabs' longest homestand is 12 games. That's from late July to mid-August. 0-1 pitch. A little away, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike now on Ian Yetzko, who bats from the right side. Ian Yetzko hit just .210 last year in the American Association, but his numbers this year much, much better. 1-1 pitch, called strike, count 1 and 2. Has a .380 on-base percentage, the OPS north of 800. In his last game against Lancaster, 2 for 4, drove in a run. One-two pitch to Yetzko. Swinging a line drive, shallow right center. It drops for a base hit. Baca applies the brakes at second base, though he probably could have gotten a third after it was bobbled out in center field by Herlis Rodriguez. So there are 2 on and 2 out in the bottom of the first inning. The bottom of the second inning. Jack Sundberg steps in, back to the top of the lineup for the Blue Crabs. with runners on first and second and 2 outs. First pitch called strike. Clips the outside corner on the count 0-1. David Alexander says he's watching from Gastonia, North Carolina. Well, David, I imagine you're a Honey Hunters fan. We welcome you to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network tonight. 0-1 pitch. Big wave and a miss. Count 0-2. Blue Crabs were unable to play last night's game as it had rained hard previously. And the count 0-2 now on Sunbury. Did not rain yesterday, but the Blue Crabs unable to get the game in last night's contest. But we're all ready and set to go for tonight's game, and a doubleheader at that. 0-2 pitch, fouled away, third base side. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Game 1 of the doubleheader, a 5 p.m. start. Game 2 will be 30 minutes after the conclusion of Game 1. This game not exactly moving quickly at that. Almost hit the 1 hour mark, and we're still in the second inning. As we close in on 6 p.m. Pitch, that's way outside. And the count 1-2 on Sundberg. Well, Ian Yetzko picks up another base hit. Sundberg steps back in. 1-1 pitch. Swinging a high fly ball toward the line. Reese Hampton chases, and he makes the catch for the final out. Blue Crabs pick up a hit and a walk in the second inning. They strand 2, though. At the end of two innings of play, it's the Blue Crabs who trail 3-1. We go to the top of the third in a 7-inning ball game from Regency Furniture Stadium.
This is Coach Doug's, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
American Radiology is the clear choice for all of your medical imaging needs. With locations in Charles and Calvert counties, they offer a full range of imaging services. Some of their latest innovations included 3D mammography and wide-open MRIs for our claustrophobic patients. For your convenience, they even offer extended weekday hours and Saturdays. For more information or to schedule an appointment, visit their website at AmericanRadiology.com.
Top of the third inning, the Blue Crabs are down by 2 as they take on the Gastonia Honey Hunters. It's Denson Hall back out for his third inning of work. First pitch, swinging a line drive, hard hit, foul to the Legends Club. Off the bat of Joseph Rosa. Count no balls and 1 strike. Rosa singled, came around to score back in the first inning. Honey Hunters sent 7 batters to the plate in the first, 4 to the plate in the second. Hall, the 0-1 pitch. That came inside, nearly hit Rosa. I'm not sure how he avoided it. I believe that was behind his knee. Well, I thought for sure he would have been hit by the pitch. Either way, the count, 1 ball and 1 strike after he rocketed a foul ball to the third base side. 1-1 pitch. That time, oh, it didn't hit him either. Almost hit his knee. It's really almost bizarre how it didn't hit his knee. Count 2-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That one's just upstairs. Count 3 balls and 1 strike. I think Joseph Rosa might have thought that was ball 4 as he was adjusting his shin guard. Count 3 balls and 1 strike in the top of the third inning. The Honey Hunters have a 2-run lead. 3-1. Drilled foul again, third base side. A couple fans went diving out of the way. Another hot shot off the bat of Joseph Rosa. He's hitting the ball quite well. Ripped a single to left field his last time up. And has hit 2 rockets off of his bat. Both foul to the third base side here in the third. 3-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. There's 1 away in the top of the third. Well, after he hit a couple balls right on the nose, it's Denson Hall who wins the battle with the strikeout. 1 away in the top of the third inning. Matt Lato's t-shirt giveaway tonight. First 500 fans in attendance given a Matt Lato's t-shirt. And the first pitch is upstairs on Raider Ascanio. Ascanio popped out his first time up. Popped out to the catcher Ryan Haug in foul territory. Was Zach Jarrett and Luis Castro did all the damage. As the 1-0 pitch, a called strike, count 1 ball and 1 strike. As Gastonia put up 3 runs in the top of the first. The Blue Crabs got 1 back in the bottom of the first. And that's where things stand right now, 3-1. Honey Hunters. Jarrett with a 2 RBI single. Castro with an RBI double. Pitch. This one's popped up, a looper over towards second base. And it's Raul Shah who reels it in for the second out. 2 away in the top of the third inning. Blue Crabs trail the Honey Hunters by 2 as Zach Jarrett comes to the plate. Well, luckily we haven't had to deal with the wasps recently, but I do have a couple flies nearby. I'll get back to that in just a moment. First pitch, big wave and a miss, and the count 0-1. Earlier this year, we had a few wasps flying around up top. And it could be quite a frightening situation. It was usually in the day games. We've got a day game tomorrow. Maybe they'll join us again. As the 0-1 pitch is low. Check swing down to first. And the first base ump, Bill Reuter, said he held up. Count 1 ball and 1 strike. Just a couple of flies tonight. Now we're outside and flying through my window here in the broadcast booth. 1-2 pitch. That's up and away. Count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Or 2 balls and 1 strike, I should say. Base paths are empty in the top of the 3rd inning. The 2-1 pitch, swinging a hard ground ball to third. Fielded on the backhand by the third baseman. Wolanski, the throw to first is in time. Oh, very well done at third base. Wolanski's usually at shortstop, but mostly at second base. Tonight, making the start at third base for the first time this year, and he snags it backhand beautifully and across the diamond for the final out. Well, the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs send the Honey Hunters down in order. Southern Maryland still trails by 2 as we go to the bottom of the 3rd.
This is Joe DeLuca, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
Bottom of the 3rd inning from the Reg in Waldorf. And the first pitch to Michael Wolanski is a called strike, letter high. And the count, oh no, it was a ball. Looked upstairs, thought he got the strike call from the home plate umpire John Grasso, but the count 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 pitch, that's away. Count 2-0 on Wolanski. Michael Wolanski 1 for 1 today. He singled up the middle his first time up. One of the Blue Crabs 3 hits today. 1-1 pitch, or 2-0 pitch I should say. Called strike on the outside corner. The count 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, no outs. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Here's the pitch. That's away. 3-1. Three balls and a strike. Base paths are empty in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 3-1 pitch. Called strike 2. That one was right down the middle. Right around knee high on Wolanski. Infield straight up on the righty, who's hitting north of 375 with the Blue Crabs. 3-2 pitch. That's away. Ball 4. Wolanski's been picking up a lot of hits recently, but the walks are coming as well. Here in the month of June, that was the 19th walk for Michael Wolanski. Brings up Zach Collier. And here comes Zach Collier. Collier ripped a double to right center back in the first. It scored Wolanski and gave the Blue Crabs their first run of the night. First pitch is well outside for ball 1 on the lefty Collier. Riley Hovis has gone 2 innings so far. He's allowed 3 hits and a run. Also walked 1 and struck out 1. 51st pitch coming. 1-0 is a called strike. Count 1-1. A terrific evening for baseball as temperatures in the mid-80s tonight. We're happy you decided to join us in Waldorf, Maryland. 1-1, that's low. Throw down to second is not in time. A stolen base for Michael Wolanski. It's just his 4th stolen base of the season. There's a runner in scoring position with nobody out. Got a great jump there, and the throw wasn't close. It was a strong throw from Levy. But Wolanski got a great jump. Well, that brings up Zach Collier. Collier steps out. 2 balls and a strike on the lefty. Blue Crabs trying to get a run back in the bottom of the 3rd in what's just a 7-inning ball game because of the doubleheader. Collier at the plate, DeLuca on deck. 2-1. Swing and a miss. Elevated fastball, and he swung through it. And the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Honey Hunters have a magic number of just 3. We'll get to what that means in just a couple of moments. 2-1 pitch. That's low. Or the 2-2 pitch, I should say. Now the count 3 balls and 2 strikes. Full count on the lefty Collier. Riley Hovis stares down his catcher, Stuart Levy. The runner on second and nobody outs. Payoff pitch upcoming to Zach Collier. Here's the offering. High pop-up, foul, third base side. It's going to get into the seats on top of the Legends Club. And it falls down to the concourse level. And now down the stairs it goes. The kid's running after the ball. An older kid picked up a souvenir, and he's going to offer to a younger fan. It's an awfully nice move. Kid was only about 12 who picked up the ball. Handed to a kid who was maybe 9 or 10. Think of that. Both those ages, it's fair game, but the older kid very kindly gave it the ball. 3-2 pitch. Line back foul. The count remains 3-2. The Southern Maryland Blue Crabs coming to this one with a 42-14 record. Gastonia not far behind at 38-17. 11 games to go for the Gastonia Honey Hunters. As the 3-2 pitch driven foul third base side. Very well struck on top of the Legends Club. It's going to roll down toward the parking lot level. The count remains 3-2. A marathon at bat for Zach Collier. That was the 7th pitch. 8th pitch upcoming to the lefty. Hovis set. 3-2. Foul back. Count remains 3-2. In fact, that was the 9th pitch of the at-bat. So here's pitch number 10. Our pitch tracker is just a little bit behind. Collier drove in the games, or the Blue Crabs only run. 3-1 Honey Hunters. Split the gap in right center. Collier now steps out of the batter's box. Still nobody out in the bottom of the third inning. Honey Hunters 3, the Blue Crabs 1. Three-two. Swinging a ground ball, first base side, nicely snagged by the second baseman Rosa. He turns and fires in time to get Collier on a well-placed ground ball. That usually gets through the hole on the right side, but there was a slight shift on Zach Collier, and it's enough for Joseph Rosa to move over and make the play. One away, and meanwhile, Michael Wolanski goes from second to third. The Blue Crabs have a run just 90 feet away with one out. One on, one out, bottom of the third. The Honey Hunters lead this one 3-1. Michael Wolanski reached on a walk earlier in the inning. He stole second, advanced to third on the ground ball to the right side. Here's DeLuca. First pitch, swinging a line drive. Oh, what a terrific over-the-shoulder catch by the shortstop, Jack Reinheimer. He drifted back to the outfield grass. Looked like a surefire base hit. But the shortstop, Jack Reinheimer, steals a base hit and steals a run, as Wolanski easily would have scored from third base. Instead, a terrific catch by the shortstop, Reinheimer, and there are two away. Well, after a walk to Wolanski, took 10 pitches for Hovis to retire Zach Collier, and just one pitch to record the second out on Joe DeLuca. Here's Raul Shah, who digs in. Shah, the first pitch, called strike. The count 0-1. That one on the inside corner. No balls and one strike with two outs. 0-1 offering. Swinging a high pop-up foul behind home plate. The catcher, Stuart Levy, gives chase, and he runs out of room. That ball hit off the netting, which prevented him from making a play. Well, Raul Shah steps out, puts his batting helmet back on. Michael Wolanski leads off of third with two outs. Raul Shah at the plate in the bottom of the third inning. The Blue Crabs behind 3-1. The pitcher, Hovis, is set. 0-1. Line drive foul, first base side. To the seats in right. Runner on third base and two outs. Hovis gets the sign from his catcher, Levy. Hovis, the delivery. Upstairs, count 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Michael Wolanski was on third base with just 1 out. Joe DeLuca unable to bring him in, as his line drive to straightaway center was robbed by Jack Reinheimer. Hovis. The 1-2. Strike 3. Breaking ball got Shah swinging. And that ends the third inning. The Blue Crabs strand 1 on third at the end of 3. It's 3-1 Honey Hunters. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Blue Crabs Baseball on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
All Pawn is Southern Maryland's premier pawn shop and is the official pawn shop of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Stop by and say hello today. They've been a part of the Southern Maryland community for 18 years. If you need some cash to hold you over, or if you're just doing some spring cleaning and want to clear some stuff out, please bring it by Allpot and let them make you an offer. If you have broken jewelry or some that you just don't want anymore, please bring it by and they'll pay you more than anyone in the Tri-County area. They're located on 301 in White Plains, just south of DeMar Road. Go Blue Crabs!
Denson Hall delivers the first pitch inside to Luis Castro to get things going in the top of the fourth inning. Blue Crabs trail 3-1. Castro hitting .246 on the season. He drove in a run on an RBI single where he reached second on the play. 1-0 pitch in there for a called strike. Count 1-1 strike now on the righty. Top of the fourth inning, the Honey Hunters have a 3-1 lead. 1-1 pitch, wave and a miss, count 1-2. In the top of the fourth inning. Hull has retired 7 of the last 8 batters, has not allowed a hit since the first inning. 1-1 pitch, dribbled foul just next to DJ, the ball boy for the Blue Crabs. Oh, it's Baylor who's Michael, I beg your pardon, who is the ball boy today. Hearing this from Anthony. Must have changed the ball boy today, 'cause normally it is DJ. This one swung on and dribbled foul. Third base side next to the dugout. Count remains 1-2 strikes. Butler tosses a ball into the crowd, and the fan catches it with the glove. Base paths are empty with nobody out. Top of the fourth inning, the Honey Hunters have a 3-1 lead. Pitch, swinging a ground ball up the middle for a base hit. Luis Castro with a single. All right, as I said that Denson Hull had not allowed a hit since the first inning. It's Luis Castro who picks up a base hit. 2 for 2 on the day. I'll have to see if that first one was credited as a double or a single to center. Should have been a single reaching second on. Yeah, it was a single to Luis Castro. So 2 singles now for Castro. I had it written down as a double. It really was a single, though, where he reached second on the throw. Pitch, line drive, third base side past the outstretched reach of Wolanski. Yetzko tracks it down at the wall. Throw comes into second base as Shaw gathers. It's a double from Reese Hampton. There are 2 in scoring position with nobody out. Well, all of a sudden, the Honey Hunters have gotten to Denson Hall here in the 4th inning. Hall has thrown 70 pitches. Patrick Baker doing some stretches in the Blue Crabs bullpen. No one up and throwing yet. Though I couldn't imagine it's going to be too long before someone starts throwing for the Blue Crabs. Infield in for Southern Maryland. On the left side, not at the right side. This is a very interesting defensive alignment. At third base and shortstop, Wolanski and Baca have their toes on the grass. Joe DeLuca in on the indent at first base, but Shaw way back toward the outfield grass at second. First pitch, swinging a high fly ball, deep right field. It sends Hibbert back to the warning track where he makes the catch. Tagging from third and scoring Luis Castro. From second to third, it's Reese Hampton. The Honey Hunters add an insurance run. It's 4-1 in the top of the 4th inning. So a runner on third base now with 1 out as Stuart Levy, the 9-hitter, comes to the plate. Well, Jake Skoll gets the job done. Drives it deep to right field. Not done yet, though. And now the entire infield in. Shaw had his feet near the outfield grass. Now they're on the infield grass. First pitch a little bit away. Count 1 ball and no strikes. Blue Crabs looking to keep Reese Hampton at third base as they trail by 3. Just 1 away in the 4th. Denson Hall surrendering his first run since the first inning. Pitch, ground ball toward third, and it goes foul at the last moment. That one tiptoeing the third baseline, and eventually just foul of that third base bag. Well, I said earlier today that it's Matt Latos Day. They're going to be giving away Matt Latos T-shirts to the first 500 fans. Well, it means that naturally we should have some Matt Latos trivia. Now, what year did Matt Latos place in the top 10 for Cy Young voting? If you guys can get this pretty quickly, we're going to move on to a second question. But I thought we should start with his Cy Young year, where he finished 8th in Cy Young voting. One pitch. Popped up foul behind home plate from Stuart Levy. The count 1-2. Levy walked his first time up. Was down at second as part of a fielder's choice. That ended the inning. Comes up in a more important point here, though, with a chance to drive in a run. Hall is set. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Major strikeout for Hall, they're 2 away. He buried a pitch low in the dirt for the second out. Jared Walker not playing today. He may be doing the bullpen catching for the Blue Crabs. Blue Crabs normally have the bullpen catcher be whoever is not in the field that day. So Joe DeLuca will sometimes be the designated hitter, and he will go out and do the bullpen catching. Or if Ryan Haug's out of the lineup, or if Joe DeLuca happens to be out of the lineup, that catcher will do the bullpen catching. But when both of them are in the field, complicates things a little bit. First pitch, swinging a high fly ball, third base side, getting into the seats. Reese Hampton still leads off of third. It's the top of the lineup as Herlis Rodriguez steps back in. Rodriguez with a ton of speed. Had a bunt single back in the first inning to get things started on the first pitch of the game. 0-1. Up and in, count. 1 ball and 1 strike. The strike him out chance, quite loud from some of the kids down below. All things considered, a pretty packed house tonight. 1-1 is away, count 2-1. I'd imagine that by the time Game 2 gets underway, as we get closer to 7 p.m., the seats are going to fill that much more significantly. Two-one pitch from Denson Hull. Called strike 2. 4-1 Honey Hunters. They added a run here in the 4th. Blue Crabs scored their lone run of the game in the bottom of the first inning. Herlis Rodriguez digs back in. 2-2 pitch, line drive, left center field. This drops for a base hit. Reese Hampton scores from third. It's going to get all the way to the wall. Rodriguez headed to third. The throw, not in time. He slides in feet first safely. Third base umpire was all over it. It's Jerry Martinez tonight. It's an RBI triple from Herlis Rodriguez. It scores Reese Hampton. It's a 5-1 lead for Gastonia. Blue Crabs will really have their work cut out for them in the final 4 innings. First pitch gets a little bit away from the catcher, Ryan Haug. Rodriguez nearly gave it a shot, but decides to stay at third base. Rodriguez seems to be favoring one of his legs over at third base. On his sprint to third, he may have pulled something a little bit. Hopefully he's just all right, but he seemed to be walking a little bit gingerly behind the bag. Rodriguez, one of the speediest guys in the league. 1-0 pitch, that's away, count 2-0. He's faster than Johnny Turbo. That's saying something when somebody renames himself Turbo. And at one point, he was probably one of the fastest guys in the Atlantic League. I don't think he's the fastest or even in the top 3 or 4 really anymore. 2-0 pitch. Swinging a high fly ball, deep right center field. It's Matt Hibbert who ranges over to right center and makes the catch for the final out. The Honey Hunters add 2 runs on 3 hits at the end of 3.5. It's 5-1 Honey Hunters. Stick with us on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
This is Daryl Thompson, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
When you're in the market to buy or sell a home, call Tony McClure of Century 21 New Millennium and his Grand Slam team. The realtor of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs since our first season in 2008. Tony and his team of preferred partners includes Tim Murphy of CNF Mortgage and Steve Scott of the Scott Law Group. Together, they will ensure that your real estate needs are nothing short of a grand slam. The quality service you will receive is Hall of Fame worthy. Put Tony's 41-plus years of experience to work for you. Call or text Tony today at 301-928-1280 for your personal Grand Slam experience. Go Blue Crabs. Did you know that the Washington, D.C. metro area is the 5th most expensive place to live in the entire United States of America? Sometimes finding affordable housing in this area can feel impossible. If you're struggling to find affordable housing, look no further than the Villages of St. Charles by Ross Properties. You can visit them online at villagesatstcharles.com for more information today. Villages of St. Charles, they'll have you safe at home.
Well, the first pitch to Ryan Haug was away. Now the 1-0 pitch is low, and the count 2 balls and no strikes as we get things started in the 4th inning. 5-1, Honey Hunters over the Blue Crabs. 2-0 pitch. That one drilled to the right side. It's the right fielder, though, Zach Jarrett, who can't make the catch. And Ryan Haug into second base with what I'd imagine is going to be an error on the second baseman, Zach Jarrett. The Blue Crabs have something cooking here in the 4th. As he was there, he should have made a play on that ball. A chance to watch that one back once now as we get things going in the bottom of the 4th inning. Jarrett was there and just went off his glove and into foul territory. He did get the ball pretty quickly into second base, but at that point, Ryan Haug had reached. So 1 on with nobody out as Matt Hibbert steps in. First pitch, he found that one off of himself. So 2 base errors surrendered from Gastonia. Count 0-1 on Hibbert. We'll see 6, 7, and 8 in the inning. Haug, who just reached on the error. Hibbert and Baca. Barring a double play ball, it'll be Ian Yetzko, who will also enter. 0-1 pitch. Top foul, third base side. Snagged by David Harris, who's also out of the lineup tonight. A lot of components of this Blue Crabs lineup are out tonight. Jared Walker and David Harris most notably, along with Alex Crosby. And those 3 usually go 3, 4, 5. So instead, the 6-hitter Collier moves up to 3. DeLuca, who's been at 7 or 8, moves up to 4. 0-2 pitch. That one's away. The count 1-2. Baca goes from 9 to 8, and Hibbert gets slotted in at 7, and Yetzko at 9. Yetzko's also hit second in the lineup for the Blue Crabs, but he's normally 2nd, 7th, or 8th, or 9th, somewhere in that area, and he's 9th today. This one, swinging a high fly ball, deep left field. Back to the warning track at the wall. It's gone. Matt Hibbert goes deep. It's a 2-run home run, and the Blue Crabs are back within 2, just over the Mini Monster, as Southern Maryland has cut the deficit to 5-3. Matt Hibbert with his 2nd home run of the season, getting that one over the railing on the Mini Monster. On top of the manual scoreboard out there in left, it's a 2-run shot, and the Blue Crabs are back within 2. 5-3 as Matt Hibbert goes deep for Southern Maryland. Well, now it's time for Michael Baca. He hits 8th for the Blue Crabs. Well, the error against Zach Jarrett proves costly. First pitch, called strike on Baca, count 0-1. On the outer half, the 0-1 delivery now, that's away. Count 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out in the bottom of the 4th inning. Honey Hunters led 3-1 after the first, but the Blue Crabs and Honey Hunters have traded 2 runs in the 4th. It's now a 5-3 lead for Gastonia as the 1-1 pitch is a little bit below the knees, and the count 2 balls and 1 strike. Two-one pitch upcoming to Baca. 2-1, that's away, count 3-1. Count 3 balls and 1 strike on the righty Baca. Here's the pitch. Line drive, right field. It sends Jarrett back. He's in front of the wall, and this time he makes the catch. It's a 5-3 game with the 9-1 hitters due up. Ian Yetzko will be followed by Jack Sundberg. Yetzko singled back in the 2nd inning. Advanced Baca to second base. Put 2 on with 2 out, though the Blue Crabs were unable to come through. First pitch, bunt down the third base side. Going to be a tough play. Throw to first is in time. It was a very good bunt from Ian Yetzko down the third base line, but Riley Hobus did a terrific job fielding his position, sprinting over to the ball on the third base line, getting to it, and making a perfect throw to first base. So there are now 2 away as Jack Sundberg steps in from the left side. Blue Crabs trail 5-3. Though they've tightened things here in the 4th, they were down 5-1 coming into the bottom half of the inning. Sundberg will be followed by Wilansky if necessary. Sundberg 0 for 2 today. First pitch, swing and a miss, and the count 0-1. Hobus is now gone 3 2/3, allowing 3 runs on 4 hits. 0-1 pitch, called strike at the knees, count 0-2. Hobus has thrown 80 pitches through 3 2/3. If he gets out of this, 80 pitches across 4 innings. Means you average 20 pitches per inning. 0-2, dribbler, first base side. Foul on the count, no balls and 2 strikes. So if you're throwing about 80 pitches, you're going about 20 pitches an inning. You do some math, over 5 innings, he'd be projected to go just over 100 pitches. So you'd have to think the Honey Hunters would turn to the bullpen in the 6th and 7th. 0-2, that's away. Count 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. And there's 1 away here in the bottom of the 4th. 1-2 pitch. That's inside. Count 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 4th inning, a 2-run lead for the Honey Hunters. Honey Hunters scored 2 in the top of the 4th. The Blue Crabs with 2 in the bottom of the 4th. A deep count now on Jack Sundberg as the 6th pitch is upcoming. Here's the delivery. That one's fouled back to the netting behind home plate. And the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Southern Maryland looking to keep the 4th inning alive. Sundberg stands in. Here is the 2-2 pitch from Hovis. Swing and a miss, strike three. High fastball elevated, and Sundberg swings through it to end the fourth inning. Well, the Blue Crabs scored 2 on a error by the right fielder, Zach Jarrett, and a 2-run shot from Matt Hibbert. Blue Crabs go down in order from there. We're finished with 4. It's 5-3, Honey Hunters.
This is Dalton Geeky, and you're listening to Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
Hull back out there on the top of the fifth. The first pitch is a called strike on Joseph Rosa. And the count, no balls and 1 strike here on the top of the fifth. We're going to see if we have any answers from our trivia question that I asked back in the 4th inning. 0-1 pitch. Called strike. Count, no balls and 2 strikes. 0-2 pitch upcoming on the righty Rosa. Hull will deal his 84th pitch of the evening. Oh, 2 delivery. That one's away. Count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Top of the 5th inning, 5-3 Gastonia. Blue Crabs bats are going to need to come alive. In the final 3 innings, it was just a 7-inning game as it's game 1 of a doubleheader. The 0-2 pitch is upstairs. Count 1 and 2. Well, I beg your pardon, 2 and 2 now. There is some action in the Blue Crabs bullpen. It appears as though Dalton Geeky is warming up. 2-2, swinging a high fly ball, rather deep, left center field, back to the warning track at the wall. It's off the wall. Just to the right of the mini monster. Yatsko couldn't get there in time. Quickly throws it into Wolanski. It's going to hold Rosa to a double. But the leadoff man in scoring position here in the 5th. Raider Ascanio will step in from the right side. Runner on second. The first pitch, called strike. as Ascanio showed bunt, pulled back, but it was in the zone nonetheless. One on with nobody out. Count 0-1 on Ascanio, the cleanup hitter. Meanwhile, Rosa on second base, his second hit of the ball game. This one, throw to second for back onto third. They got him. A pickoff move as the catcher, Ryan Haug, threw down to second base on the pitch to Ascanio after the strike. And then Rosa took off for third, but was caught stealing. A great throw from the catcher Haug to the second baseman, Raul Shaw, who threw to the third baseman, Michael Wolanski, to tag him out. We're going to get you that trivia question in the YouTube chat in just a moment. The question is, which year did Matt Latos finish in the top 10 in Cy Young Award voting? 0-2 pitch was a little bit in. Count 1 ball and 2 strikes. One, two, wave and a miss, strike 3. Well, Blue Crabs pick up 2 outs, one on a pickoff from the catcher Haug, the other on a strikeout to Raider Ascanio. He swung through the 0-2 pitch. Cindy Cox mentioned that the Astros pitched a combined no-hitter against the Yankees today. And 19 years ago to the day, it was the same story. First pitch called strike on the 5-hitter, Zach Jarrett. One 0 pitch. Swinging a line drive, right center field. It sends Sundberg back, and he makes the catch on the run in right center. Well, it's an untraditional 1-2-3 inning. A leadoff double, a pickoff, a strikeout, and a flyout to end the top of the 5th inning. Now we go to the bottom of the 5th. The Blue Crabs need to get 2 runs back. They trail 5-3. Stick with us on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
American Radiology is the clear choice for all of your medical imaging needs. With locations in Charles and Calvert counties, they offer a full range of imaging services. Some of their latest innovations included 3D mammography and wide-open MRIs for our claustrophobic patients. For your convenience, they even offer extended weekday hours and Saturdays. For more information or to schedule an appointment, visit their website at AmericanRadiology.com. When you're in the market to buy or sell a home, call Tony McClure of Century 21 New Millennium and his Grand Slam team, the realtor of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs since our first season in 2008. Tony and his team of preferred partners includes Tim Murphy of CNF Mortgage and Steve Scott of the Scott Law Group. Together, they will ensure that your real estate needs are nothing short of a grand slam. The quality service you will receive is Hall of Fame worthy. Put Tony's 41 plus years of experience to work for you. Call or text Tony today at 301-928-1280 for your personal Grand Slam experience. Go Blue Crabs.
We go to the bottom of the 5th inning as Michael Wolanski steps in from the right side. First pitch is low and away for ball 1. 5-3, Honey Hunters over the Blue Crabs. in a 7-inning ball game in game 1 of a doubleheader today. 1-0 pitch. Is that a called strike? It looked a little bit low, but it was called strike by the home plate umpire, John Grasso. Count 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1. That's a swing and a miss in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Wolanski 1 for 1 today with a walk. On the year hitting .320 with 4 home runs. 1-1 pitch, or 1-2 I should say. That's away. Count 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out in the bottom of the 5th inning. Two-one pitch, or 2-2 pitches drilled foul, and the count remains 2-2. A number of answers coming through on the Matt Latos trivia question. When did he finish top 10 in Cy Young voting? 2-2, breaking ball inside, count 3-2. Dennis Moore has twice answered 2002. Michael Thayer says 2016 and has revised his answer to 2007. And Donnie Geeky says 2010. 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. There's one away as Wolanski goes down on strikes. Wolanski followed by Zach Collier and Joe DeLuca. Zach Collier stepped in the lefty batter's box, then steps out. Steps back in as he taps home plate twice. 0-2. That's inside, or the first pitch I should say, is inside, and the count 1-0. A terrific Saturday evening for baseball. So nice, in fact, we'll play 2. 1-0 pitch, called strike, count 1-1 on the outside corner. Packed house here on Saturday. Weekend days are traditionally more full, and tonight, no different. 1-1 offering. Upstairs, count 2-1. Collier to be followed by DeLuca. Blue Crabs scored 2 runs back in the 4th. It was the bottom of the lineup that came through with a 2-run shot. 2-1 pitch, fouled back to the netting, count 2 balls and 2 strikes. The only other run the Blue Crabs scored came back in the 1st. Single from Wolanski. He stole second and was driven in by an RBI double from Zach Collier. Collier 1 for 2. This one swinging a ground ball. First base side, tosses to Hovis, who beats Collier to the bag by a single step. A very well executed 3-1 put out as Zach Collier grounds out to first base. It's Joe DeLuca, the switch hitting first baseman today, who digs in. DeLuca 0 for 2. Was robbed of a base hit back in the third inning. On a line drive to center field that was snagged by the shortstop, Jack Reinheimer, who played short stints in 2 seasons in Major League Baseball. First pitch is low for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on DeLuca. Collier 1 for 3 with an RBI, but he was out. Wolanski 1 for 2. He also scored a run and walked, but he's gone down here in the 5th. Hovis looks as good as ever as he approaches 100 pitches. 1-0 pitch. That's inside. Count 2-0. This next one will be his 100th. DeLuca takes a couple of practice swings, a couple of one-handed practice swings to practice the motion. The 2-0 pitch now. Ground ball, first base side foul. 2 balls and 1 strike now on the switch hitter. Raul Shah on deck if necessary. No action currently in the Honey Hunters bullpen. Dalton Geeky up and throwing for the Blue Crabs. Two-one pitch. Swinging a line drive, hard hit, right field side. This ball is fair into the corner. Right fielder Jarrett quickly gets that ball up. But now it's Joe DeLuca. He's going for 3. The throw is in time. Joe DeLuca thrown out, trying to extend a double into a triple. And it ends the bottom of the 5th inning. Well, the Blue Crabs have 1 hit, but the batter for the Blue Crabs, Joe DeLuca, thrown out, trying to go to third base. And that ends the 5th inning. It's the Honey Hunters who lead by 2 as we go to the top of the 6th. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Blue Crabs Baseball on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
This is Daryl Thompson, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
When you're in the market to buy or sell a home, call Tony McClure of Century 21 New Millennium and his Grand Slam team. The realtor of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs since our first season in 2008. Tony and his team of preferred partners includes Tim Murphy of CNF Mortgage and Steve Scott of the Scott Law Group. Together, they will ensure that your real estate needs are nothing short of a grand slam. The quality service you will receive is Hall of Fame worthy. Put Tony's 41 plus years of experience to work for you. Call or text Tony today at 301-928-1280 for your personal Grand Slam experience. Go Blue Crabs. Did you know that the Washington, D.C. metro area is the 5th most expensive place to live in the entire United States of America? Sometimes finding affordable housing in this area can feel impossible. If you're struggling to find affordable housing, look no further than the Villages of St. Charles by Ross Properties. You can visit them online at villagesatstcharles.com for more information today. Villages of St. Charles, they'll have you safe at home.
Well, first pitch now is up and away for ball one on Luis Castro. Top of the sixth inning. 5-3 Honey Hunters over the Blue Crabs, and Denson Hull is back out for his sixth inning of work. Hull has thrown 93 pitches after the first pitch ball, and now the 0-1 comes way inside and hits Castro. And there's one on to get things going in the top of the sixth. Not quite sure why both scoreboards have it with 2 outs. There are nobody out. That was the first batter. As Reese Hampton comes to the plate. Blue Crabs will need some magic in the bottom of the sixth or bottom of the seventh as they trail by 2. But for now, it's Reese Hampton who singled and came around to score. I beg your pardon, who tripled and came around to score on a sacrifice fly from Jake Skoll. For Castro, it's his third time on base today. Pair of singles and a hit batsman. Hull is set. First pitch, called strike. Outside corner on Reese Hampton. Oh, 1 pitch, runner goes. And easily stealing second as the ball gets away from Ryan Haug. Castro stops there after taking a long round around second. Ryan Haug lost the ball in the transfer between his glove hand and throwing hand. Count 1 ball and 1 strike now on Hampton. Pitch looked honestly awfully good. Couldn't quite tell you where that one missed. But it's called ball 1. Maybe a little bit low in the count 1-1. 1-1 pitch. Low in the dirt. Count 2-1. Blue Crabs 3, the Honey Hunters 5. Well, the differential has remained similar since the first inning. Gastonia scored 3 in the first. Blue Crabs responded with 1 in the bottom of the first. 2-2 pitch, ground ball through the right side for a base hit. Castro rounds third. He'll score without a throw. It's an RBI single down the right field line from Reese Hampton. And it's a 6-3 Gastonia lead. Well, back-to-back at-bats. He picks up an RBI. First time, an RBI triple to drive in Luis Castro. And here in the sixth, an RBI single to bring him in. There's going to be a pitching change from Southern Maryland. Blue Crabs starter Denson Hull allows 6 runs across 5+ innings of work, and it's responsible for Reese Hampton on first base. Call to the bullpen as Dalton Geeky jogs in from the left field bullpen. The Blue Crabs looking to get out of this without any further damage. We'll step aside for the pitching change. When we come back, we'll break down the details on Geeky. Stick with us. You're listening to Blue Crabs Baseball on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
This is Dalton Geeky, and you're listening to Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
Runner on first base with nobody out as Jake Skoll steps in. It's Dalton Geeky on the mound for the Blue Crabs here in the top of the 6th. First pitch on Skoll, a called strike on a breaking ball. And the count, no balls and 1 strike. Dalton Geeky enters. He's 0-1 on the year. His ERA at 4.82, the whip at 1.98. Last year his numbers were better at a 2-2 ERA at 3.22 ERA, a 2-2 record at 3.22 ERA. 0-1 pitch, high chopper foul behind home plate, count 0-2, and Geeky finds himself ahead in the count. We have our answer to our trivia question. So we have Donnie Geeky, who says that she thinks that he finished 7th or 8th in 2010. Wes Mumford, 1981. Brian Houck, 1997. For Matt Latos, not sure where these answers are coming from. Made his debut in 2009. 0-1 pitch is low. Count 1 ball and 1 strike. Michael Thayer says, what's the answer? And the answer is that he finished in 8th place in 2010. Rick Freitas getting the answer correct. Well done, Rick. 1-2 pitch. That's low in the dirt. Count 2-2. The runner on first base and nobody out. Blue Crabs have fought back in the bottom half of every inning when they've conceded a run. In the first, they allowed 3. They got 1 back. In the 4th, they allowed 2. They got 2 back. Pitch, swing and a miss. Throw down to second is in time. Strike him out. Throw him out. Double play. They're 2 away in the top of the 6th. Big time double play from Dalton Geeky. So Denson Hall went 5 innings, allowed 9 hits, 6 runs, 6 earned, 1 walk. He struck out 4. Geeky has come in and gets a double play ball on a strike him out, throw him out. Double play. First pitch is away for ball 1. On the 9-hitter, Stuart Levy. Dalton Geeky. Pitch. Big swing and a miss. From Levy, the count. 1 ball and 1 strike on the 9-hitter. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Top of the 6th. One. Big swing and a miss. Count 1-2. Base paths are empty with 2 outs. Dalton Geeky has come in here in the 6th and dominated thus far. 1-2 pitch. Check swing. They motion to first. Did he go around? The first base umpire, Bill Reuter, says no, he did not. Pitch was a little bit upstairs as he checked his swing. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Blue Crabs trailed by 2 coming into the 6th. They now trail by 3, 6-3. Two. Oh, awfully close. Just a little bit outside, according to home plate umpire John Grosso. Count full at 3-2. Geeky missed by maybe an inch or 2. Three-two pitch, ground ball, third base line, past the reach of Wolanski into the corner. Base hit for Stuart Levy, who trots into second with a 2-out double. Runner on second with 2 outs. As Herlis Rodriguez comes to the plate, back to the top of the order. Six to 3, the Blue Crabs still lead. The 10th hit of the day for the Gastonia Honey Hunters. We're only through 5 2/3. First pitch is away. Runner on second base with 2 outs. First pitch was away to Rodriguez. The 1-0, big wave and a miss, count 1-1. One ball and 1 strike. One. And the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fastball right down the middle. We apologize for some of the spam. Going to try to get those off as quickly as we can in the YouTube chat. One-two pitch, a little bit outside, count 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Now a runner on second base. Two-two pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Dalton Geeky gets a breaking ball as Herlis Rodriguez goes down swinging to end the top of the 6th. The Honey Hunters score a run. They strand 1 at the end of 5 1/2. It's the Blue Crabs who trail by 3.
This is Coach Doug's, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
American Radiology is the clear choice for all of your medical imaging needs. With locations in Charles and Calvert counties, they offer a full range of imaging services. Some of their latest innovations included 3D mammography and wide-open MRIs for our claustrophobic patients. For your convenience, they even offer extended weekday hours and Saturdays. For more information or to schedule an appointment, visit their website at AmericanRadiology.com.
First pitch called strike on Raul Shah in the top of the 6th inning. 6-3, the Honey Hunters lead the Blue Crabs. 0-1 pitch is fouled away. Count 0-2. I think we've got the ads figured out. If you refresh the page, they should all be gone. As the Blue Crabs still trail by 3, they'll send Shah, followed by Haug and Hibbert, 5, 6, and 7 in the inning. As the 0-2 pitch a little bit low, count 1 ball and 2 strikes. One-two pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 3. Raul Shah goes down on strikes. And there's one away. Ryan Haug bats 7th for the Blue Crabs. Or bats 6th today. Normally he bats 7th or 8th. Batting in the 6th spot tonight. First pitch is away for ball 1. Tonight's lineup, not the traditional Blue Crabs lineup. As the 3, 4, and 5 hitters all have game 1 off. Jared Walker, David Harris, and Alex Crosby all have the night off. 1-0 pitch. That's up and in. Count 2-0. No hitter for the Blue Crabs with multiple hits. Hibbert 1 for 2 with a 2-run homer. Wolanski 1 for 2 with an RBI. 2-0 pitch. That one off the knob of the bat. And the count 2 balls and 1 strike. Two balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Two-one pitch. Upcoming to Ryan Haug in the count. It's a called strike, and in the count now 2 balls and 2 strikes. On the outer half, count 2-2. Two-two pitch. That one comes up and in and hits Haug. It's been a while since Haug's been hit by a pitch, but he gets hit today. And that was the 20th hit by pitch of the year for Ryan Haug. League's All-Atlantic League players in that category by a country mile. And the Blue Crabs have a runner on first with 1 out. Blue Crabs have 1 on and 1 out as Matt Hibbert comes to the plate. Came into his last at bat with a batting average below 200, but hit a 2-run shot over the wall and left. First pitch, that's up and away for ball 1. Gastonia 6, Southern Maryland 3. Gastonia scored 3 runs in the first. They added 2 in the 4th and 1 in the 6th. Blue Crabs with 1 in the first and 2 in the 4th. Pitch, swinging a high fly ball, rather deep left center, but it's the center fielder, Erlis Rodriguez, who's there and makes the catch in front of the Holiday Inn Express sign for the 2nd out. 2 away in the bottom of the 6th inning. Brings up Michael Baca. 1 on and 2 outs. The Blue Crabs have responded in every inning that the Honey Hunters have scored in. But here in the 6th, the Blue Crabs without a run. Haug from first, Baca at the plate. Laer the pitch, called strike, and the count 0-1. Euclides Laer pitcher for Gastonia. Came in with a 1.35 ERA. Pitch, that one's well outside. Count 1 ball and 1 strike on Michael Baca. Blue Crabs 3 runs on 5 hits for Gastonia, 6 runs on 10 hits. One pitch, dribbled foul, third base side. One ball, 2 strikes on Baca, the shortstop. With 2 away in the bottom of the 6th. Layer, the pitch, swinging a ground ball over towards second. It's fielded by Rosa. The flip to first is in time for the final out. And that ends the 6th inning. Blue Crabs had 1 base runner. They strand 1. They score none at the end of 6. It's 6-3 Gastonia. Stick with us in the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
This is Dalton Geeky, and you're listening to Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
Top 7 from the Reagan Waldorf. First pitch is fouled back. And the count, no balls and 1 strike on Jack Reinheimer, a former Met and a former Diamondback. 6-3 Honey Hunters in the top of the 7th. Oh, 1 pitch. That's away. Count 1 ball and 1 strike. One offering to Jack Reinheimer. Called strike. Dalton Geeky works awfully quickly. Pitched an inning back in the top of the 6th. Allowed a double. And also worked a double play ball as Denson Hull had a runner on first base already. 1-1 pitch. Checks or 1-2 pitch, check swing. It's Bill Reuter over at first base who says he held up. And the count 2-2. Reinheimer steps back out. Count 2-2 on the righty. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike three swinging. High fastball from Dalton Geeky. Blows it by Reinheimer, and there is one away. Good to see Dalton Geeky, who had, to be honest, a better year last year than he's having this year, pitch a strong inning and a third. And picks up the strikeout on Jack Reinheimer, one of the best hitters on this Honey Hunters lineup. It's Joseph Rosa. If Reinheimer's not the best, it's Rosa who is. First pitch, big swing and a miss, and the count 0-1. Rosa not only 2 for 3 today, but he's hitting .322 on the year. 8 homers and an OPS north of 950. 0-1. Breaking ball. Beautiful pitch in the count 0-2 as it clips the outside corner. And Dalton Geeky, just like that, ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. 0-2 offering. Upstairs, count 1-2. Well, in our YouTube chat, Michael Thayer says, Austin, I have a question. Well, Michael, I might just have an answer. Just type it in the YouTube chat. We're trying to get back to you as soon as we can. May even answer the question on air if it's applicable. 1-2 pitch. Low into the dirt. Skips away from the catcher, Ryan Haug. The count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, in the Atlantic League, batters are allowed to run to first base on any ball not caught by the catcher on the fly. And batters are also rewarded with a hit for each one of those so-called stolen first bases. 2-2, ripped foul first base side. Count remains 2-2, but no one has tried it since the opening weekend. A couple players for York tried it right off the bat, but someone must have told them to stop because no one's done it since. And you can't really give him much more of a reward than a hit. Geeky. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Back-to-back Ks for Geeky. They're 2 away. It's his 4th strikeout. And Southern Maryland has had a really solid inning and 2/3. From Dalton Geeky, who's thrown 26 pitches and struck out 4. First pitch, breaking ball, strike 1. Count 0-1 on Raider Escanio, who hits .261, has just 1 home run on the year. 0-1. That bounced about 2 feet in front of home plate, and I'm not sure if you could see it there, but Raider Escanio acted like he was going to take off for first base after the pitch got away from Haug. Took about a half a step and then just like, no, I'm just joking. So not only is nobody going to steal first base, but some guys joke about it. As if there's no way anybody would ever do it. Tony Thomas had the first stolen base in Atlantic League history. Baseball history, for that matter, as the 1-1 pitch is fouled back to the netting. Count 1-2. It was back in 2019. In 2019, Tony Thomas stole first base right here at the Reagan Waldorf. And not only did he steal first base, the 1-2 pitch, swinging a 2-hopper over to short, fielded by Baca, throw to first is in time. We'll finish that story on Thomas, though. He also got the cleats put into the Hall of Fame. So Tony Thomas now in Cooperstown for stealing first base. Well, Dalton Geeky just had a pretty solid 6th and 7th, allowed just one hit in the 6th. He sent down the Honey Hunters in order in the 7th, a 1-2-3 inning. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Blue Crabs need 3 runs. Stick with us on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
American Radiology is the clear choice for all of your medical imaging needs. With locations in Charles and Calvert counties, they offer a full range of imaging services. Some of their latest innovations included 3D mammography and wide-open MRIs for our claustrophobic patients. For your convenience, they even offer extended weekday hours and Saturdays. For more information or to schedule an appointment, visit their website at AmericanRadiology.com. When you're in the market to buy or sell a home, call Tony McClure of Century 21 New Millennium and his Grand Slam team, the realtor of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs since our first season in 2008. Tony and his team of preferred partners includes Tim Murphy of CNF Mortgage and Steve Scott of the Scott Law Group. Together, they will ensure that your real estate needs are nothing short of a grand slam. The quality service you will receive is Hall of Fame worthy. Put Tony's 41-plus years of experience to work for you. Call or text Tony today at 301-928-1280 for your personal Grand Slam experience. Go Blue Crabs.
Well, the Blue Crabs will send 9-1-2 to the plate in the bottom of the 7th inning, as Jesus Balaguer will take the mound for the Honey Hunters. First pitch to Ian Yetzko, called strike. 6-3 Gastonia. The Blue Crabs certainly have their work cut out for them. And the count, no balls and 1 strike. Well, Jack Sundberg is on deck, and Michael Wolanski in the hole. 0-1 pitch. Upstairs, count 1-1. If the Blue Crabs are really making some noise in this inning, we'll see 6, 7, 8 probably come to the plate. At which point I would not be surprised to see a couple of pinch hitters. Ian Yetzko coming to the plate for just his 3rd time here in the last inning. The bottom of the 7th. 1-1 pitch. Hard hit, line drive, third base side. It's a base hit. And extra bases at that as it rolls all the way into the corner. Left fielder Reese Hampton picks it up along the wall and fires into the shortstop, Jack Reinheimer. It's a leadoff double from Ian Yetzko, who ripped that ball down the third baseline. And there's 1 on and nobody out to get things going in the 7th. Well, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Ian Yetzko himself is only important insofar as he scores before a potential tying run would score. What I mean by that is it doesn't do him any good to advance to third base or for him to try to make a risky play on the base path. So expect him to play it pretty safe at second base. A single to the outfield, I would doubt Ray Ortega sends him unless it's a clear-cut, easy opportunity for him to score. Sundberg at the plate, squares around a bunt. He was bunting for a base hit there, but bunted it foul. Michael Wolanski on deck. Beyond that, it's Zach Collier and Joe DeLuca. Michael Thayer asks, will Gastonia use the same lineup in the next game? Very unlikely, Michael. Usually, teams will make significant changes to the lineup between games 1 and games 2. Even if they use the same roster, if a team might be shorthanded, Gastonia is not, but when they do, as the 0-1 pitch is upstairs. Count 1 ball and 1 strike now on Sundberg. Even if a team is shorthanded and only has 9 or 10 players, they'll usually still make a couple of changes up and down the lineup. Someone who had a good game might get bumped up a spot or two. So usually there are almost always you'll see changes in a team's lineup, and I'd expect nothing different from Gastonia tonight. 1-1 pitch. Line drive foul, third base side. That's up and over the Legends Club toward the parking lot. Count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Gastonia 6, the Blue Crabs 3, and Ian Yetzko at second base. Rather packed house tonight. Good to see so many fans in attendance at the Reg in Waldorf. In downtown Waldorf, Maryland. 1-2 pitch. Fouled off, same spot. And the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, after allowing a leadoff double, Jesus Balaguer has 2 strikes on Sundberg. Jack Sundberg, the leadoff hitter for the Blue Crabs. He's 0 for 3 today, though. .224 hitter on the year. Throughout the season, he's kept the on-base percentage much higher, though, because of his ability to draw walks. 1-2 pitch, up and in, count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sundberg's on-base percentage at .384, despite the .224 batting average. Count 2 balls and 2 strikes on the lefty. Wolanski on deck. He'd represent the tying run. Balaguer, the 2-2. Swinging a high fly ball, left field. Routine for Reese Hampton, who takes a couple of steps toward the line and makes the catch for the first out. 1 away in the bottom of the 7th. It brings up Michael Wolanski. Wolanski no longer represents the tying run. That's Zach Collier. Until the Blue Crabs get another base runner, if they do, it will be the on-deck hitter as the tying run. If Wolanski reaches, either be a walk or a base hit, and the tying run will come to the plate. Blue Crabs have a couple of pretty powerful bats in the next 3 hitters. Wolanski, Collier, DeLuca. First pitch, called strike, outside corner. And these are not your typical 2-3-4. Wolanski usually hits second, but Collier normally in the 6th spot. DeLuca usually hits 7th. But Walker, Harris, and Crosby, who normally go 3-4-5, have game 1 off. I'd imagine you'll see all 3 of them in game 2. Blue Crabs clinched the Atlantic League North Division on Thursday. 0-1 pitch, called strike. Michael Wolanski doesn't like it. The Blue Crabs bullpen, or beg your pardon, dugout has some words for the home plate umpire, John Grasso. Not a fan of that call. Count 0-2 on the righty. Well, our TrackMan pitch technology says both the first and second pitches were out of the zone. First pitch was outside. The second one was low. Now the 0-2 pitch, strike 3. Wolanski swings through a breaking ball. That was at the lower part of the zone. It's his second strikeout of the day. Wolanski 1 for 3 with a walk here in game one. Blue Crabs down to their final out. It's Zach Collier who will step in. Zach Collier drove in the Blue Crabs' first run of the game on a line shot to right center. It brought in Wolanski from first base. Blue Crabs have Yetzko on second. They trail by 3. Collier at the plate, DeLuca on deck, who represents the tying run. First pitch swinging from Collier. He popped it up. Shallow left field. Long run for Hampton. He's under it and makes the catch. Only about 10 feet from the left field line to end the ball game. Jesus Balaguer comes in the 7th and picks up the save. The Honey Hunters win game one of this doubleheader 6-3. We're going to run through a couple of key notes quickly, and we're going to sign off and restart the broadcast for game two. We have a very quick turnaround, and I actually have quite a bit of work to do in between games one and games two, so I'll get through this quickly before we move on. So Michael Wolanski went 1 for 3. He drove in a run. Collier 1 for 4. DeLuca 1 for 3. Meanwhile, Matt Hibbert 1 for 3 with a 2-run home run. Yetzko goes 2 for 3. He did not score or drive in a run. That's all 6 hits across 5 Blue Crabs batters who picked up hits tonight. Now on to the pitchers for the Blue Crabs. Hull is going to come away with a loss tonight. 5 innings, 9 hits, 6 runs. He walked 1. He struck out 4. Dalton Geeky went 2 innings of work, allowed just 1 hit. He struck out 4, was dynamite tonight. A terrific performance from Dalton Geeky. His ERA was up over 6. Only maybe a month ago, it's down to 4.35. And he was the 7th inning guy for the Blue Crabs last year, and if he continues to pitch like this, he could reassume that role this year. A couple big hitters for Gastonia in game one. Erlis Rodriguez 2 for 4. Joseph Rosa 2 for 4. Zach Jarrett 1 for 3. He drove in a run. Drove in 2 and he scored 1. Luis Castro with 2 hits. He was 2 for 2. Reese Hampton 2 for 3. And the 9-hitter, Stuart Levy, was 1 for 2. Hovis went 5 innings. He picks up the win, allows 3 runs, 2 earned, 4 strikeouts, and 5 hits. His ERA at 5.02 after the ball game. That's going to do it from us here on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network for Game 1. It's going to be a separate YouTube link for Game 2. So head over to the other YouTube link for Game 2. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Have a pleasant evening, and we'll catch you in 30 minutes.